the news is out that Hadjar is moving up to Red Bull next year, Lindblad is coming into Formula 1, and Yuki Tsunoda is out on his arse. On the one hand, I am very happy for Hadjar getting his shot up at the main Red Bull team, because he has been brilliant this year. Honestly, Rookie of the Year. I didn't really know what to expect from Hadjar coming into this year, because I'm going to be honest, I wasn't really overly familiar with him before this year. I was watching the junior categories, of course, but I wasn't overly familiar with him. But he has really impressed, more than I expected he would, so he deserves the shot. But on the other hand, that second Red Bull seat is a freaking poison chalice. Hopefully he can be the one to break the cycle, and I think with it being a new regulation set, completely new cars, that everybody's gonna have to get used to, maybe that'll work in his benefit, and also more testing time before the new season gets underway. There's that shakedown, not televised test session thing at Barcelona, then there's 2 tests in Bahrain, so there's what, 9 days of testing total, which is more than what has been in the previous couple of years. Maybe that's going to work in his benefit. He'll actually be able to not, drown horribly in that second Red Bull seat. But on the other hand, I don't trust Red Bull, and there's every chance in hell he won't be the one to break the cycle, and his career will be the latest to be sent up the Swanee. For God's sake, I thought Liam Lawson was going to be the one to break the cycle with the second Red Bull seat, and look how that ended up. And then as for Arvid Lindblad joining the grid, honestly, good for him. He's getting a show up in Formula 1. I do still think that perhaps the Red Bull family could have not rushed him in so quickly, could have left him in maybe Formula 2 for another year instead of bringing him in when he's still so young is the thing. You know, he's 18. I mean, for the love of God, not to make anybody feel old, but next year Fernando Alonso is going to be racing against a driver who wasn't even alive when he won his second and thus far last championship, for God's sake. And if you do feel old acknowledging that, don't worry, I feel old as well with that. But with that being said, happy for him still. Going to be interesting to see how he does in that second seat, at V-Carb alongside Liam Lawson. It is a shame for Yuki to be losing his seat though at the end of the day. Hopefully we will see him back on the grid at some point. Maybe, people keep on talking about could he go to Aston Martin. I can see it, that's where Honda's going. But, there's also been other drivers linked to that seat, so we'll see what happens.